and welcome to the training. My name is Coach Theory, and today we're going to be talking about that big, sometimes intimidating word, healing, and what it means for your love life after a heartbreak. By the end of this training, you should be able to pinpoint the specific reasons why you should heal and how long you should take to heal. Or you'll find out that my method of just dealing with dating head on might be the better solution for a badass girl like you. So get some pen and paper out because we've got a little bit of writing to do, a little bit of discovery, because we're going to be going deep inside our soul and searching for those answers. Let's begin with, what does healing mean to you right now? A lot of us think that we have to reach some magical point of being healed before we deserve love again. Or I love my old excuse. Whoever I'm going out on the date with deserves the best version of me. When you say those statements, you are literally telling your brain, whoever you are today is not the best. And yeah, I can agree with that. Sometimes we have anxiety. We're going through life changes and we aren't the best and we can't prioritize dating. However, we need to get to a plan on when we will be ready to date again. And I want you to ask yourself the question, what if healing is not a destination, but part of the journey itself? So, what is healing? I asked Google, and this is the Google definition: the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. Now I want you to tell me, what is making you unhealthy right now? What is making you broken? Is it your communication style when you're getting heated with a partner? Is it how much you overgive and beg and extend yourself but never get the same in return? The reason why I have a problem with this definition is that it makes you sound like you're sick or fractured. But what if you aren't? What if the relationship was the issue and not you? Because you can still grieve and still be grounded. You can still be hurt and still be whole. The problem with the healing epidemic these days is that they expect you to be this tiny Buddha that never gets triggered. But the problem for me specifically with that is that we are limited in the experiences and the emotions that we as human beings are born to feel. Just because you get angry that your boundaries have been trespassed, just because you feel miserable because the person you loved most in your life has left you, just because you feel ashamed that you did some things that were questionable to gain the affections of somebody, that doesn't make you broken. You are simply human. How limiting is it if you only felt all the good feelings? What kind of human are we if we are striving to never feel the other half of the emotions? Oftentimes, healing is about avoiding those feelings and only focusing on achieving the positive feelings. What makes a true amazing human is being able to experience those moments of sadness and then being resourced to bring yourself out of it so that you can then stabilize and get back out there so that you can achieve even more things that bring you joy. In this context, we are talking about being able to manage those triggers so that we can have the big prize of connection, being in love, being in a relationship, and being with somebody that truly values us, loves us, and sees us. So what does this healing look like? You're journaling yourself into exhaustion and still confused if you've actually even healed. You may even be analyzing your emotions, but feeling lost when you wake up the next morning and they're still there. You're going to yoga retreats, girls' nights, and hoping that some guy is just going to rescue you from this loneliness. So I want you to write down all of the things that you're doing currently or have done in the past to heal, and how effective they were, and if they can be effective again in your healing journey right now. Oftentimes, what I notice with my clients is healing is actually just code for, I'm scared of being hurt again and I'm not ready to let go of my ex. It's a way to hold on. Another reason is I'm embarrassed it didn't work out like I thought, and I'm afraid to look like a fool again to my friends and my family. Sometimes it's simply that you don't trust yourself to choose better. You think you're going to choose wrong again. And none of these things have to be true. None of these things can be achieved by healing in isolation, because isolation is just you. The absence of trigger does not imply healing, the presence of peace. And I want to tell you my story. I got dumped by my forever person, and I skipped healing because I'm not broken. The relationship is. I stopped waiting for my healed self, and I let myself date again. I just got clear emotionally about the fact that being in a loving relationship was important to me. And healing into isolation doesn't serve you if your goal is to be in a committed relationship with a man who's crazy about you. Healing in isolation doesn't serve you if you want to have children in the next 12 months. Healing in isolation doesn't serve you if being in love is the only thing missing in your life. You shouldn't have to hide your desire just to get some badge of honor from your friends or from your mom or from granny who thinks that you need to be alone for 6 months before you get back out there. I entered my spicy baddie season because I'm ready for the love that I deserve, and I don't need to be fucking perfect to get it. I was on the dating apps and I was propositioned for relationships, actual relationships. And it is possible for you as well. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. How will you know? How will you know you're healed? How will you know you're ready to date again? What will be the signals? What are you waiting for? For some people, it could be the fact that they no longer ruminate about their ex. It could be the fact that they're no longer feeling the anxiety in their chest. Or for some people, they're simply waiting for the permission slip from their family. But I want you to not wait for anyone. I want you to not be stopped by the feelings in your chest. What would be the healed version of you? What can the healed version of you do tomorrow that you can't do today? What are the decisions she's going to make? What are the things that she's going to be able to say no to? Who are the men that she's going to choose? I want you to start thinking about these things so that you have something to look forward to, so that you know what you're driving towards. I want you to also ask why you're healing. Are you healing just to be like, I'm okay as a single bad bitch? I highly doubt that. I want you to be very, very clear about why you're healing. I don't want you to glamorize healing. I want you to have a goal for your healing, which for me was, I want to be the best fucking partner and I want to have the best fucking man. And if I have to behave differently, change how I communicate, learn how to respond differently, I was willing to do that because being in love was the most important thing to me. And I want you to really, really be honest with yourself. I am healing because being in a partnership is important to me. I'm healing because I want to be married. I am healing because I want to have kids. And to help you, I came up with a little chart to differentiate between what are healing behaviors and what are hiding behaviors. I'm not going to go through it all, but you are welcome to take a screenshot or come back to it later. The most important things that I want you to know is healing means you're actually feeling your emotions. This is what I like to teach my students with the emotional reset, is how to actually release those feelings through your body and not just call thinking about it, talking about it with your therapist, processing, right? Everybody tells you you'll never be 100% healed. So why is that the destination everyone is trying to get to? I want you to come up with the timeline. I want you to take the space. Of course, everybody deserves to stabilize, to cut ties, to burn clothes, to move out of the house. Yeah, take that time. But once that time is done, I want you to think about, what do you want for the next 3 to 6 months in your romantic life? How long do you need to heal? Remember, a baby only takes 9 months to make. So don't dwell too long on this healing era. I also want you to understand that in order to increase capacity for triggers, anxiety, all of that, you actually need to be dating. You don't need to be cutting everyone off left and right. You actually learn when you're triggered, not when you're alone. So think about if what you need is to actually heal, or if you're ready to deal with things head on. For example, if communication is something that you struggle with, then how will you practice being better at communication? Is it with your friends? Is it with your family? I doubt your mom is as triggering as a guy who isn't texting you back. I doubt Bob from accounting, your coworker, is gonna be driving you wild like the guy who fucking took you out for 3 dates and is nowhere to be found, right? I know these things are hard, but only through going through these repeatedly and then learning how to respond to them differently is how you learn. If you're not dating anyone or putting yourselves out there, how will you get triggered so that you can practice the resetting tools? So that you can practice how to declutter your mind, right? If you're alone, perfect. But that also means you don't get to practice. I want you to know there's nothing wrong with taking time to heal, but I need you to have a plan on what that looks like. Or you can just say, fuck it, because you're already a bad bitch as you are right now. And the version of you today deserves love. And you are brave, strong, and courageous enough to get back out there and learn as you go. I don't want you to waste any more time trying to heal. I want you to get back out there and start dealing. I'll talk to you soon.